Hello everyone, I am Cause Scratches, and welcome to a table full of candy. This is odd. First of all, I want to apologize because I have been absent lately. I haven't been drawing as much. I haven't been making as many videos. As I've largely let my duties slide, so to speak, and I'm sorry about that. A few weeks ago, I had I don't know what I had. I guess I hit burnout. I work pretty much every day. I try to do about 2 hours worth of studies of something every day, and I try to write for 2 hours every day, and the rest of the day is devoted pretty much exclusively to work with whatever I'm working at the time, whatever idea I have. I'm trying to make it a reality the rest of the day, and I usually do that to about 8 or 9 in the evening. And so yeah, I'd been doing that for a couple of months now. I just hit that point where enough was enough. I couldn't do anymore. I let everything slide over a few days, and then I didn't bother getting it back up. And I'm sorry about that, but it's the kind of stuff that happens, and I'm hoping to improve in the future. So I've been meaning to tell you guys that for, I don't know, about a week now, but I felt the message was a bit too brief to just make a 1.5 minute video just saying that. So basically I needed a bit of an excuse, as I needed something else to do. Luckily, my good friend and mentor Hatton Sladen came to the rescue. He sent me a box of goodies of stuff from America. A while ago, we discussed how the same foods are differentiated, and what the differences between the same foods are within and outside of America. And you see, I dare not make this generalization for all of Europe, but a main difference between Sweden and America is what we can put in our food. Basically, in Sweden, if something is suspected to be harmful to humans, it's not allowed the corporations aren't allowed to put that in their food. However, in America, so long as it hasn't been proven to be harmful to humans, they can put whatever they want in their foods. And as a result, the same food stuff, it usually tastes different in America and outside of America. A good example of this is Mountain Dew. Here in Sweden, Mountain Dew tastes pretty much exactly like Fizzy Good Make Feel Nice. Those little, not Alka-Seltzers, not those. The multivitamins, those little things, those little tablets you put in a glass that starts bubbling. Mountain Dew tastes exactly like that in Sweden. But in America, apparently it's pretty good. I say that like multivitamins aren't good. I mean, it's not something I drink every day, but it's not disgusting. Anyway, what I was saying was that this led into my experience with Oreos. In America, Oreos are worshipped as diva. And at least that's the impression I've gotten. And there seems to be this weird cult of Oreos where everyone absolutely adores Oreos. In Sweden, no one could give a fuck. In fact, most Swedes don't like Oreo. As we find them very hard, and it just isn't tasting as nice. And this was shocking to Hatton. And by the way, while I think about it, make sure to head over to Hatton's DA page and give him some love. He makes bunny boobs and bug booties, so go and give him a like. So he decided to surprise me by sending some American foodstuffs for me to see what I thought about. He sent me Oreo, which I totally did not try one first thing as soon as I opened the package. No, this is my first time testing them. And he sent some jelly beans with 40 flavors. We don't have those in Sweden, so I can't compare them to anything. And he sent he sent me Reese's Pizza, and I don't think we have these in Sweden. We have something called Risens, but that's not the same thing. And he also sent me pancakes and 2 different kinds of syrups, which I will be testing at the end of the video. And I will also be comparing those to what I consider a normal Swedish pancake, like to see which one is better, which one I prefer, but mostly just so I have that reference in the back of my head. And it's been a while since I had pancakes, so let's get started. And why not bookmark this video? Why not end with a comparison? So we start with a comparison, starting with Oreos. By the way, I have absolutely no idea why he sent Oreo cookies without a packet. But then again, considering this is how you buy them in Sweden, maybe that is the packet, I don't know. Let's give these a try. I guess it's fine for a cookie, but it's really hard, and it is sweet, but it's not. It really doesn't live up to the cult of Oreo reputation that I've gotten from watching Markiplier videos. But yeah, perfectly edible, just not as good as you'd think. Let's try it to the American Oreos. Feels a lot softer. Okay, a lot softer, but it does feel softer. It went up my nose. Okay, remember kids, don't be stupid unless you're Markiplier, or Jacksepticeye, or PewDiePie, or, you know, kids, be stupid. You get views and make millions. That is better. I mean, I still don't want to sell my house so I can buy a ticket and move to America for the sole purpose of eating Oreos, but that's really not bad at all. This is pretty good. I was gonna say milky, that's not the word. It's kind of creamy. It's much creamier than the Swedish Oreo. And it's got this kind of not stuffing, not topping, not. Tastes a little bit like that, but much creamier, much smoother than that. It's really good. Let's try the American candies. This one I heard about in one of our conversations, and it sounded really, really weird to me. Specifically, this sounded weird. There's a bean here that tastes like buttered popcorn. And according to Hatton, it genuinely does taste like buttered popcorn. That I find really weird, because to me, a jelly bean tasting like buttered popcorn, it's a little bit like mineral water tasting like chocolate cake. It just doesn't sound right. Right, I have nothing against buttered popcorn, by the way. Hey, that's pretty much how all popcorn is served in Swedish cinemas all over the country. And there is a bit of butter, there's a bit of salt, but then again, Americans have gone insane with what they put on popcorn. I mean, there's caramelized popcorn, there's cookie dough popcorn, and there is, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there are deep fried popcorn somewhere. So, this will be very interesting. I got a black one. Licorice, fuck that. There is one. Then wasn't it? There. This is what it looks like. Let's see if this inspires the feeling of going to the cinema. What? I mean, I mean, it's not exact, not by a long shot, but I feel like I just took a handful of gummy worms together with my popcorn. And it really does taste like buttered popcorn. What? Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna go over all the 40 flavor there's inside this bag, but yeah, that wasn't bad at all. Well, I wish we'd had those in Sweden, those were fun. So, Reese's Pieces. Apparently these are like M&Ms, but with peanut butter in them. And I have another horrible confession. Never tried peanut butter in my life. I've tried Nutella. Love Nutella. But I've never tried peanut butter. It just sounds like creamy salt. And if I want that, I just have butter. So, let's see what this is like. Yep. Tastes like butter with peanuts in it. Not at all a lie. No false advertising here, and we're not bad at all. I mean, I've no idea what are in these things. Pretty sure they'll give me cancer or HIV or kuru or whatever, but might be worth it. Okay, now for the fun one. Now to try a genuine American pancake in comparison to a genuine Swedish pancake. However, due to the way my audio is set up, I need one of these to record audio because the camera I'm using doesn't pick up sound. Actually, it does pick up sound, but it's awful. And this thing couldn't make it all the way out into the kitchen, so we are going to be doing this in voiceover. Hello all, and welcome to my kitchen. Wait a minute. Okay, to my kitchen. Let's get started. First, we need some flour, then we need some eggs, and we need some milk. It's usually more than that, but I divided the recipe by 3 since it's only me eating. Okay, it's 1 deciliter of flour and 2 deciliters of milk, but you only put in half of it first. Then you mix that up. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. And then the rest of the milk, which I'm failing to show for the camera. And 1 egg. Careful. Yeah, there we... Fuck! Okay, that didn't happen. It didn't happen. You hear me? It didn't happen! Never happened. Should look like that. Now it's time for Aunt Jemima's pancake batter. Comes with instructions as standards, and is made with 2 cups of batter mix and 1.5 cups of water. I'll be dividing that as well, because I can tell this will get thick. This will be good! I hope. A small pancake demands a small frying pan. Mom bought this for my niece. Let's start with a piece of butter, just a small piece. Maybe a bit much for this small pan though. Does this look good? I don't know. Looks like a cake, but tasty. Now time for the big ones. For this I'll be using a griddle, not a pan, but a griddle. Apparently there's a difference. Oh, look at that. Looks greasy. Probably too much butter. Okay, time to turn this over. This should be a piece of cake. I applied for a job at a restaurant. Trying again. Much better. That's why it's better to make too much batter than too little. And here we are! Pancakes! For breakfast. I'm feeling weird. I'm gonna start off with what I consider familiar. The classic Swedish pancake. I say that like that's a thing. I think pretty much every household does it differently. But yeah, I'm gonna start off with that just so I have it fresh in my memory what I'm comparing this to. Yeah, here we have it. Smells lovely. Hey, I'm gonna try it with strawberry jam. And I'm sure every country has their own iteration of strawberry jam, just as they all have their own iteration of pancakes. But I think American strawberry jam, it's generally more gelatinous, and we do have that as well, but we actually call it strawberry jelly. And this is a bit more loose with much more pulp inside. And it's so... Just gonna spread that around, and then gonna tear this apart like I'm about 5 years old. And I don't know how people generally eat pancakes. This is how I do it, and have been doing it ever since I was a child. Actually, when I was very young, what I would do was I would eat every pancake one by one, and I'd spread it, had jam all over it, and then I would roll it up and cut it into pieces. It's not like this. I mean, so the rolls would stick together, and then I could just eat it like finger food. Of course, I was forced to use fork and knife, but Yep, that's pancake. I think I made it a bit thicker than usual, but I got tired of waiting for the batter to get thick, so I actually just threw in a bit of flour, a bit of flour. I'm good at English. It's mild, a bit. I think sweet is the wrong word. I mean, there is jam on it, but the pancake itself, I wouldn't say it was sweet, but very smooth, very. It tastes like pancake. What can I say? It just occurred to me what I'm lacking. Milk. Usually eat pancake with a glass of milk. I don't have any milk. Damn it! I am having a philosopher's dilemma. I don't know how to describe a taste without comparing it to something else. But it's good. It tastes good. It tastes like pancake. I got milk! Yay! But yeah, let's try this thing. First observation I would make. When I was making this, it smelled like cake. I mean, I know you think that's obvious. As when you say pancake, obviously it smells like cake. But what I mean is, it smelled a little bit like a pastry. It smelled sugary. It smelled sweet. It smelled not fatty, not saturated, but it smelled very thick. It smelled like a pastry, and that is not something I am used to with pancakes. So, by that observation alone, if it tastes the way it smells, I'm gonna have to say this is not something I would serve as food. This is something I would serve as a dessert, which is ironic considering most Americans eat this for breakfast, I do believe. But let's dig into it. Damn it, it's gotten cold. Fuck. But what I'm gonna do now is divide it into two, so I can try out both of these things. Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup. And this one I got very confused by, I have to admit. Smucker's Sugar-Free Low-Calorie Breakfast Syrup. sugar-free syrup. I did have it explained to me, it's actually fake syrup. This did not come from a tree, this was made in a factory by mixing a bunch of ingredients together to get something that looks kind of like syrup and hopefully tastes a bit like it as well, but with a name like Smuckers, it has to be good. I'm not sure I agree with that. Smuckers actually sounds kind of disgusting, at least it sounds like that to me. Sounds like... Nah, I'm not going there. So, let's divide this thing into two and see what happens. Ooh. Very soft, very bouncy. It's a bit like bread. Let's hope it doesn't taste like bread as well. I'm starting... You know what? I'm starting with the Smuckers. I need to find out what this tastes like. Sugar-free syrup. I need to try this. Actually, it smells kind of oily. What the... These things are the banes of my existence. In Sweden we put these things on ketchup bottles as well, and I hate them. I hate them so much. Yep, still smells oily. I am very much fascinated by how thick this is. I mean, you see yes, it's actually got little air bubbles inside of it, just like a cake, just like bread. I'm just fascinated because in cartoons, of course, I saw thick pancakes, but I didn't actually believe they got this thick in real life. I thought it was just exaggerated for cartoons, you know. It's good. Yeah, it's really good. And syrup. It's been a while since I've had syrup, but that actually tastes pretty similar to syrup. Except not as sweet. I miss the sweetness. As for the pancake itself, tastes like pancake but sweet. Actually, it's a little bit... It doesn't have as much taste as the milk, eggs, and flour. Here, in comparison, I think the Swedish pancake tastes a bit more... It's a bit more saturated. It's thicker. It's creamier. Here, this it feels like bread, but very sweet. And I would say it feels like it tastes like a cake, but that's not accurate at all. It tastes less like pancake than what I'm used to, and it tastes a bit like I was making ordinary pancakes and then put water in. However, I also put in a lot of sugar. That's what I feel when I taste it. As in comparison to the pancakes that I'm used to, it's good. And it's definitely edible. I could see myself eating this, but do I prefer this over the pancakes that I grew up with as a child? No, I don't think I do. But still good. Let's try this. And I have a confession to make. I have never had maple syrup. I've had syrup, just never maple syrup. I don't know what the differences are, but I generally see syrup marked as syrup, and next to it, maple syrup. So I don't know what the differences are. So this will be an experience for me. And it's these fucking things again. I mean, I get why you do it. You don't want people having a slurp in the middle of the supermarket. Actually, I've heard that somewhere. Isn't that a bit of a thing in America that you grab a bit of a snack when shopping? Or is that something that they just made up for comics and TV shows? If it isn't, why? Is it seriously that boring to go shopping in America? Well, Whatever. Ooh. Runny. Turns out I like maple syrup. Another observation I will have about the pancakes is I just felt a little bit of salt in them. I do know there are pancake recipes that include salt, but I generally don't have salt. So that's an interesting thing. It's sweet and salty. Strange combination, but not at all inedible. Well, I think we're going to have these for dinner sometime. There, now I have done something completely out of character that will surely mess up any and all hope I ever had of trying to make my channel profitable. So, I guess I'm just going to have fun with it from now on. And just do a bit of whatever I want. Now you know what, fuck that, I don't want to turn into a blog channel. It's still about art, it's still about fun footage. So this was just a fun thing that I did. Hopefully no one ever sends me anything again that I don't have to test on camera. Thank you all for watching. I have been Cause Crashes. And please come back next week when we will be back at our regularly scheduled broadcasting.